Hello, second grade. This is Mrs. Houts. Welcome to math. Today's learning target, so our goal by the end of math today is I can solve double facts. Today is Friday, August 28th, 2020, and it is the 8th day of school. So give yourselves a pat on the back. You've made it to the 8th day of school. Let's look at that number, 8. Can we take it apart into two equal groups? Let's see. I'm going to draw two circles that I can put my equal groups into. And remember, you can just draw pictures. You can use any sort of counters that if you have any. You can use erasers, Cheerios, rocks, anything that can help you to count. So I'm going to count out 8 of my little rainbow erasers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And did you guys notice that when I counted it out, I put them in pairs? Remember pairs 2, so that I could see that everyone has a partner. And if everyone has a partner, what does that mean? Is this number even or odd? This number is even. Nobody's left out. All right, now let's take these 8 and put them into our equal groups. So I'm going to take my first pair, put them in, my second pair, put it in, my third pair, and my fourth pair. Do you guys see how that helped me to really easily put it in? Okay. So now I have 2 equal groups. Remember, equal groups are when we have the same number in each group. So now I can see I have 4 and 4. So my number sentence reads 8 equals 4 plus 4. Is that true? Yep. If we switch this around, we can say 4 plus 4 equals 8, and it means the same thing. What is this called when we have 2 of the same numbers that we are adding? It's called a doubles fact. Can you go ahead and say that out loud at home right now? Doubles fact. Okay, if you did not erase your pocket sleeve, go ahead and erase it now. And now we're going to do a word problem together. So I will read it out loud to you, and then I'm going to show you how you can normally you would use like your pencil or a crayon to pick out the important parts of this. Okay. Julian and Lucas each have the same number of shells. Together, they have 16 shells. How many shells do Julian and Lucas each have? Okay, so I have some important information. I'm going to circle and underline some things so that it stands out. So I'm going to circle that they have the same number of shells. That's important for me to know, because that tells me that there will be equal groups. You can't really see that, but it says PS right there, groups. So together they have 16 shells. So I'm going to circle the word together, because that tells me both of them. If we add them together, they have 16. And then I'm going to underline the question so I know what I'm being asked to do. How many shells do Julian and Lucas each have. Each, that's a key word. We need to figure out how many Julian has and how many Lucas has. Okay, so let's try it. So on this paper, remember, they have the same number of shells, so it'll be equal groups. Together they have 16. So let's start by writing on our pocket sleeves, both you and me, 16. And we want to take that apart into two equal groups. So we're going to write equals blank plus blank. Some of you might already remember what two numbers together that are the same could equal 16, but we're still going to solve it together. Remember, the number total is called our sum, and both of these numbers are called our addends. Can you say that word out loud again? Addends. Go ahead and take out whatever you use to count, or just your marker if you want to draw. And we need 16. So that could be 16 things that you're using to count, or 16 little pictures. So for example, this time I'm going to just use my pen, and I'm going to draw two circles for my two equal groups. And I'm going to put one line here and one line here and keep going all the way until I get to 16. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So now I split my sum, 16, into two equal groups. So that way we can figure out our doubles fact. So let's count how many are in the groups. And remember, however many is in this is the same as what's in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 in here, which means there are also 8 lines in here. So what would our doubles fact be? 16 equals 8 plus 8. So going back to our word problem, how many shells do Julian and Lucas each have? They each have how many? 8 shells. Now it's your turn to try this on your own. So instead of the circles for our equal groups, now you have like a 10 frame for your equal groups. So there's 10 squares across, and you have 2 of them. So that way you can make your 2 equal groups. So the directions say, shade in the frames to show 2 equal groups for each number. Complete the addition sentence to show the groups. So remember, your addition sentence will be your doubles fact. Then at the bottom, you have a word problem. It says, solve, write, or draw to explain. The seats in a van are in pairs. There are 16 seats. How many pairs of seats are there? Remember, a pair is 2. So take those 16 and separate them into 2. So remember, our even numbers. You can skip count by 2s to help you. Then the next page has some review going over those even and odd numbers. It tells you to circle the sum that is an even number for the first 2. Remember, the sum is the answer. When you add those 2 numbers together, what you have is your sum. And then you have to circle the even and the odd number for numbers 3 and 4. And number 5 says, Ray has an odd number of cats. He also has an even number of dogs. Complete the sentence. So you can make up how many cats and dogs Ray has as long as it's an even number of dogs and an odd number of cats. And then for the last problem, circle the sum that is an even number. If you have any questions about math, feel free to come onto my office hours today at 11:45.